It goes, she wears a nice dress. Oh, and I stress to her rest to have her back before she even left. Yes, I'm a son of a gun. My dad is a rifle. Make her take my hand.
Yo, what is up, ladies and gentlemen, people of the world? It's Submachine here, and today I'm trying to help you out in using some LMGs in Modern Warfare 3. So, I just want to kind of initiate this. The weapons aren't that great in this game. I've got to admit, the LMGs aren't very good, but there's some hidden things and gems that you don't really find in LMGs in model. Well, you haven't found, obviously, because I don't see them being used too often, and people seem to underrate them a lot. So let's talk about the gameplay for a start. I'm on Outpost here, probably one of the better maps for an LMG. And I think that's one of the main points I have to bring up, is that prepare yourself when, you have a map and you're like, oh, well, it's up close, don't want to use an LMG, and then you use an LMG and you fail. And that's one of the main things that I try and get across, is that you have to use the right weapon for the right map, not some, strange weapon for a strange map, if you know what I'm saying, like, a dome M60 doesn't quite work, perhaps you'll try and use an UMP on that. So, the next thing I want to talk about is the strengths and weaknesses of the weapon. The strengths, they almost, revolve around long range to medium range gameplay. At long range, they are probably the best weapon in the game, bar the snipers and perhaps the ACR. There's two reasons for this. The first reason is that there's no damage drop-off range, so it's going to be a 3-shot kill or 2-shot headshot at any range in Modern Warfare 3 with any LMG apart from the M60, which is, what, a 2-shot kill, I think. So, you'll be doing really well with that, long range. That's one of the main things I recommend for you. The next thing that's really quite good about it is that if you go prone, you have almost little to no recoil, regardless of your attachment. I have no attachment in this gameplay. As you can see here, it's got fairly high recoil, and there's a clip coming up, or it's already been passed, where I actually go prone, and I go prone here, and I get, little to no recoil, picking off guys, there's a guy behind him, and it's really quite effective. So, that's one of the main things I do recommend. Try and go prone, try and reduce the recoil, perhaps try to, maximize what's good about the weapon and try not to minimize what's bad about it, or you're going to try and pander yourself with this gun, and it's not going to work, because you're going to be running around trying to hip fire with it. It doesn't quite work. So that kind of ties in with the gameplay, how you play with this gun. Obviously, like I've already said, it's very good long range, so I'd recommend playing a bit more defensively, holding areas of the map, holding lines of the map. Don't camp as such, don't sit in rooms as such, but use it how you would use a sniper, not so much aggressive, but a little bit more passive. You need to kind of hold back a little bit instead of you running around with your LMG trying to spray people down up close, especially when you're going to be against a rapid fire PP90, which you're not going to win against. In terms of secondaries, I always try to recommend perhaps the dual Scorpions, dual MP9s, dual G18s, or perhaps one MP9 silence. No FMG9s. I find them too irritating to use. They just piss me off all the time. So a lot of guys tend to use these and run around with them. And my pure response to that is, it's just not complete bullshit, right? You have a primary, use your primary. Don't run around with this overpowered thing and get guys like that. And I know it kind of petty in a way, because, they are a weapon at the end of the day. And if he does run out of ammo and have to run around with these FMG9s, yeah, I'm not going to really blame him. But, sometimes guys they have a sniper rifle and they have the FMG9s, and I feel just completely pissed off with it. So I don't recommend the FMG9s. But first, I'd recommend the Scorpions. I'd say the Scorpions are better, or the G18s. The weapons that are good up close, for with this weapon, I'd recommend, because you're not going to really be winning too many gunfights up close with the PKP, Pecheneg. In terms of the best LMG in this game, I'd say the L86 is the best. This gun, the PKP, is very, very similar to the RPD in that, you know, it looks fairly similar. The iron sight's kind of similar. It reloads very similar to it, and the damage is slightly lower, and it has higher recoil than, say, in Modern Warfare 2 the RPD. But you know, I think that it's very similar to the RPD, but I do recommend the L86 at the end of the day, because it has a better iron sight, better, you know, damage, better reload time. It's just an all-round better LMG. And there we are, guys. I think that's pretty much all the LMGs I need to cover. So let's go into the perk and attachment advice and proficiencies advice. So the first thing I'd have to say is that you have to have sleight of hand and quick draw with this weapon if you're going to be, you know, winning some gunfights up close. You know, it does incorporate some drop shotting. I know a lot of people don't like me drop shotting, but that's one of the things that gets me a lot of kills when I have a bad gun. I mean, I was using the AA-12 last night, and I was drop shotting like hell, and I was getting, you know, specialist bonus with this thing, and you know, it was really quite effective. So switch to tactical, try drop shotting. If you already don't, and you'll win a lot more gunfights up close, especially when you have quick draw. Also, you can try steady aim, but I always try and sound whore. That's kind of another way I get my kills, because, you know, I know where they're at. And it's all about awareness, and especially when you're using kind of like a passive LMG, where you're trying not to kill these guys. Look at this fail. But you know, you're trying not to win all the gunfights up close. You're trying to get some gunfights long range. Yeah, I definitely recommend perhaps, you know, increasing your awareness, perhaps trying to use a motion sensor or something similar to that. In terms of proficiencies and attachments, I'd recommend grip or kick, grip and kick, or grip or kick. You know, one of the two or both together. I think they're both very, very effective. A lot of guys seem to dismiss grip because they seem to think kick is a lot better, but what they do is I think grip reduces gun kick, while kick reduces weapon kick, no, view kick even. And what that means is that when you're, you know, firing your LMG, as you can see, the sight is moving kind of like far, like around in a circle in a way. It will reduce it so it doesn't move as much. And in this game I actually have no attachment, so it's not very easy for you to kind of see it. But you know, it's a very easy way for you to get kills, especially because it will increase the accuracy of the weapon. Do not use impact. That's another thing that I have to push, is that T Martin did a video showing that you know, impact does nothing. It does little to nothing, and a lot of people seem to use impact thinking that, you know, I'm going to spray and pray through walls, I'm going to need this thing. And I guess, you know, spray and praying is pretty much your main strategy with this weapon. But one of the things I have to stress is not using impact. Impact does nothing for your gun, does nothing for you, and you know, I personally just think impact is a waste of a proficiency, being as it does nothing for you. If you type in and T Martin's video where he's talking about impact, and he shows all the stats with it, it like affects it with one bullet, and it's just, you know, one bullet like at medium range shooting at a barrel, you know, that's how it affects it, and I think that's silly. So you know, my class setup standards, if you're going to be trying to win a bit more gunfights up close, steady aim pro, sleight of hand pro, and quick draw pro. If you're going to be playing a bit more passive, perhaps blind eye, perhaps assassin, or perhaps, you know, hardline if you're trying to get some kill streaks. I don't really want to recommend assassin, but it's a lot better choice for this gun. And sit rep or you know, dead silence or something like that if you want to increase your awareness if you already have a headset. So there we are, guys. I pretty much covered the, you know, bread and butter of the LMGs, and hopefully I've influenced your gameplay in you know, any way, shape or form. Watch this gameplay again if you want to, you know, cover all this other stuff, because, you know, I personally think this is all helpful. So it's been Super Screen 96, and I'm out.